The view crib as well is you want the product on the floor. And at the end of the day, that's how you make the money. That's how you're marketable. That's I think what the fans get excited about. That's what the fans want to show up for. So, it's business and it's a negotiation, and there has to be compromise on both sides. And we're starting to get down to the wire of it, and it's become really important. And obviously, I want to help in any way I can, and I try to educate myself the best I can. Obviously, I can't speak to every single number. It's pretty complicated, but I think there are different things that we can find ways to say, no, like, we certainly deserve that, and we're not going to compromise on that, and then other things that we can probably.
1 minute ago, everything changed because the footage Team USA never wanted you to see is now everywhere. And Caitlyn Clark didn't say a single word. She let the basketball do the talking. This isn't hype. This isn't spin. This is a message. Caitlyn Clark is back, and the entire USA camp felt it. Before we break this down, do one thing for me real quick. If you've ever felt Caitlyn Clark was doubted, sidelined, or underestimated, hit like and tell me in the comments. She's back. Now listen closely. The practice footage coming out of Team USA camp didn't go viral by accident. It exploded because it showed something nobody expected. Confidence, control, and dominance from a player many people quietly wrote off. This wasn't a casual run. This wasn't friendly reps. This was Caitlyn Clark making a statement. Every possession mattered. Every look said something, and fans noticed immediately. Social media lit up not because of trash talk, not because of drama, but because Caitlyn Clark looked locked in, calm, and surgical. Pull-ups, reads, spacing, shot creation, leadership energy. The same player people said was overhyped suddenly looked like the most composed player on the floor.
Been kind of my focus, and this has kind of been my next thing that I've been working for since our season ended, and just really thankful for the training staff and player development and everybody that has kind of been there with me. They haven't taken a break either, because they invest a lot of time and they want me to be successful. So I think for myself, like, it's not proving it to yourself again, but it's just that feeling, and I think it just made me smile quite a bit. Like, I really did kind of feel like myself out there and just continuing to get my lungs back, but I felt like I was moving really well, so it was pretty satisfying.
And here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. The pressure shifted, because when Caitlyn Clark plays like that, the conversation changes, the narrative shifts, and the hierarchy gets uncomfortable. You could feel it. You could see it in the reactions, not in words, but in body language. This wasn't Caitlyn trying to fit in. This was Caitlyn reminding everyone who she is. And the timing was perfect, because this all came after months of noise, months of debate, months of questioning whether she belonged, whether she should wait her turn, whether she should adjust. But here's the truth. Great players don't adjust to the moment. They bend the moment to them. And that's exactly what made this footage scary. Not flashy, not loud. Efficient, confident, unbothered. Fans started calling it out instantly. The GOAT energy is back. They tried to slow her down. It didn't work. This looks different. And that's when the deeper layer hit. Because this wasn't just about one practice. This was about everything leading up to it. The benching conversations, the rotations, the silence, the way expectations were managed. All of that pressure didn't break her. It sharpened her. And suddenly, the same voices that questioned her presence were forced to explain her performance. That's when the real exposure happened.
Want to watch her play. I mean, here we are, gathered here to watch some snippets of her shooting the ball and running the court and playing a little defense during a practice. And I was excited about this, more excited about this footage than anything I saw on the court during the season once she was out. That's sort of the power of Caitlyn Clark, right? That's the power of Caitlyn Clark. Unbelievable. Tell me what you think in the comments section, as always.
Not through accusations, not through arguments, but through contrast. When Caitlyn Clark is confident, the floor opens up. When she's aggressive, defenses shift. When she's in rhythm, the game speeds up for everyone else and slows down for her. That's elite, and the fans saw it immediately. You don't need insider leaks. You don't need press releases. You just need your eyes, because when Caitlyn Clark starts cooking, everything else fades. The chatter, the politics, the narratives, all gone. Now, let's talk about why this moment matters so much. Team USA camps are about hierarchy. They're about roles. They're about trust. And Caitlyn Clark didn't ask for trust. She took it. That's why the reaction was so intense. That's why the clips kept replaying, because it wasn't just that she played well, it's how she played. No forcing, no rushing, no fear. Just command. And that's uncomfortable for anyone who thought the spotlight would dim her. Instead, it fueled her. This is what happens when a player knows who they are. And the fans? They didn't miss a second. The comments weren't subtle. They tried to humble her.
Find a way to play this next season, and I think our fans, and even everybody that has played in this league that has come before us, deserve that as well.
I'm curious just on the earlier just talking to people see about like the status of different players.
WNBA actually posted these highlights. And it's cool here too because Steph White is one of the coaches for Team USA. Nate Tibbetts is there. He's guarding Caitlyn Clark. It's so funny when you're watching Nate Tibbetts also because he was like smiling the entire time. A little behind the back pass there from Caitlyn. Nate coming over to set a screen. She splits the screen, takes it to the rim. Caitlyn playing defense. They do have a male practice team that is playing against them. Kelsey Plum off the screen, kicks to Caitlyn Clark for three. Caitlyn Clark up the court. Another three. Caitlyn Clark off the screen, another three. Her shot looks really good. There were other photos of her going around, I feel like the past couple weeks also, saying that it looks like she dropped some of the muscle that she did gain before last season. It's hard to tell. To be honest, you guys, I'm not really like body watching Caitlyn Clark like that. You know, we had the photos last year from Media Day when she was like flexing and all that, and you could clearly see that she had put on a lot of muscle, but it's hard to tell here, so I'm not really going to comment on it. But there were some fans that were saying it looks like she dropped some of the muscle that she put on, and a lot of people were wondering if that is why she had so many soft tissue injuries during last season.
She humbled the moment instead. You can't bench confidence. And here's the real takeaway. This isn't about rivalries. This isn't about comparisons. This is about presence. When Caitlyn Clark is on the floor, the energy shifts, the game tilts, and no amount of noise can stop that. That's why this footage matters, because it proves something powerful. You can slow minutes. You can manage roles. You can control narratives, but you can't hide greatness forever. And now the door is wide open again. Caitlyn Clark didn't kick it down. She just walked through it. Calm, prepared, unshakable. And that's why the internet is melting down, because people aren't reacting to hype. They're reacting to reality. So, here's the question. What do you do now if you're Team USA? What do you do when the player everyone debated suddenly becomes undeniable? That's the tension. That's the pressure. And that's why this moment feels bigger than basketball. Because this wasn't just a practice. This was a reminder. Caitlyn Clark is still here. Still dangerous. Still changing the game. And this time, she didn't say a word. She didn't need to. If you're watching this and you felt that shift too, comment, she's back. Because one thing is clear now. The narrative didn't beat Caitlyn Clark.